Welcome, I'm Kristen with Into the Light Healing and Bodywork. This practice was designed to prayerfully approach our anxiety and move our bodies with God's Word to help calm our nervous systems and ease anxiety. I plan on using a bolster at the end of the practice, so you can too if you would like and you have one, or you can fold up a blanket. So you may also want to have a yoga block handy if you have one, but if not, that's okay too. All right, let's get started. We're going to start in a cross-legged seated position, or any comfortable position that you may have. So let's just take a deep breath here and just settle in for a moment, letting go of whatever might be nagging at you in this moment. Let's bring the left hand behind and the right hand to the left knee. Lengthen the spine and then rotate, starting from the base of the spine, turning to the left. Keep your spine nice and long, chin tucked in. And then release back to center. We're going to do the opposite side. Left hand comes to right knee, right hand behind. Pull that belly button in and up, and then rotate, starting at the base of the spine, all the way over to the right side. Return to center. We're going to take the right hand to the top of the head. And then let's pull the right ear to the right shoulder. Then, keeping our head and neck in this position, we're going to look the eyes into the left corner of the eye. So like you're looking left or up at the ceiling if that much range of motion is available to you. We're going to hold this. I want to allow about 30 seconds. Keep your spine nice and long. The amount of time isn't crucial. What really matters is that we're noticing the body and looking for a sign of release, such as a deep breath, or feeling ease or relaxation. Maybe even you notice you're breathing easier. Keep looking to the left corner of the eye. And then you can use your right hand on the right side of your head to push back up and switch sides. So left ear is going to go towards left shoulder, and then eyes are going to go to the right corner or up the ceiling. We don't want to overstretch or push ourselves beyond what our bodies are comfortable with. So find some ease, even if that means backing off of the stretch a little bit. It's absolutely okay. You don't want to force anything. Forcing is really not productive. That sense of ease or release, go ahead and bring your head back up to center. We're going to take the right hand to the left lower ribs. And we're going to do that stretch with our necks again. So left hand is going to go on the top of the head. And then we're going to bring the left ear to left shoulder and shift the rib cage to the right. We're shifting the rib cage to the right, the bottom of the rib cage, and we're getting a little bit deeper into this stretch. And then eyes look up at the ceiling. paying attention to the body, noticing if there's a sigh or deep breath. It's easier to breathe, or it feels like there's a release in the tissues. And when you notice that, feel free to come back up and wait for me there. And if you need an extra moment, it's okay, go ahead and take it. Nice thing about videos is you can pause them. And come back up now. And then repeat that on the other side. Right ear to right shoulder. And torso, bottom of the rib cage shifted to the left. Eyes up at the ceiling. Once again, just noticing the body. Waiting for that sign of release without forcing the stretch. These postures are actually good for the vagus nerve. It can sometimes contribute to that feeling of anxiety. I just got my release, so I'm going to come back up and invite you to do the same if you have as well. Great. Now we're going to come onto all fours. So I'm keeping the legs crossed, just leaning forward to come through. I'm going to turn on my mat, and we're going to go into cat-cow. If you need some cues with this one, feel free to see my foundations videos. But going through cat-cow, I'd like to read a little bit for you from the book of Psalms. So we're going to get flowing here, breathing out, belly comes in, tuck the tailbone, lift the back, let the head drop. Inhale, tailbone sticks back, belly comes towards the floor, lift the shoulders, lift the chest, and look up. And in Psalms, the author says, "When cares increase within me, your comfort gives me joy." Of course, speaking of God and the comfort that comes from being with Him. Continue flowing with your breath. Or one more time in each pose. Great. And then we're going to tuck the toes under, neutral spine, belly engaged. We're going to bring those elbows pointing backwards, so elbow creases pointing forwards. And we're going to get a little bend through the wrists. Toes are tucked under. And then we're going to lift into a turbo dog. So again, see my foundations videos. Elbows stay squeezed together. Go ahead and lift the knees. Tailbone reaches towards the ceiling. Don't lose that ball in between the elbows. And then we're going to walk the hands, walk the feet in between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms out to the side and up. And exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, plant the hands, bring the feet back. Shift your weight back into the turbo dog. Bring those elbows together. And then inhale, we're going to bring the shoulders over top of the wrists in a plank pose. And then we're going to lower all the way down, letting the elbows brush against the sides of the rib cage. And then inhale, come on up into a cobra pose. We're going to pull the shoulder blades down the back. And then release down. Tuck the toes under. Push up onto all fours. Lift up into turbo dog. Pull those elbows together. And then we're going to walk up. Forward fold. Let yourself release for a moment. And then breathe in, arms out to the side and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, walk the feet, or step the feet back nice and far. Turbo dog, pull those elbows together as they point them behind you. And then we're gonna shift forward, shoulders over wrists. Put the knees down, come all the way down, belly to the floor, and then inhale into cobra. If you are able here, put your elbows down underneath the shoulders, palms on the floor. Want the middle fingers to be parallel, and we want to pull the shoulder blades down the back. Pull your head up towards the ceiling and retract your head. Push your pubic bone down into the floor. We're going to turn the head. Keeping this posture, we'll turn the head to the left. This is another one that's good for the vagus nerve. So we're looking for those signs of release again, including taking a deep breath or having a sigh. And I just got mine, so I'm going to turn my head to the right. Might also notice your breathing gets easier. Keep pulling the shoulder blades down the back, waiting for your sign of release. Pubic bone goes down into the floor. And then when you're ready, when you've had that release, you're going to let that go. Come back to neutral. Lower your chest. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Press up into all fours. From here, we're going to step the right foot forward in between the hands. And then come onto the tiptoes and the back foot there. And then we're going to actually, you can either leave it here, leave the knee down, or you can lift the knee so there's a nice straight line there. We're going to clasp the hands behind us, balancing on these 2 feet. And as we exhale, we're going to lower the torso towards the mat on the inside of the right thigh. Lift the hands up towards the ceiling and breathe. Let the head hang in traction. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. And in this pose, I'm reminded of Isaiah 41. Do not fear, I am with you. Do not be anxious, I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you. I will uphold you with my victorious right hand. When you're ready, bring your hands down to either side. And then we're going to step that back foot up a couple of feet and come into pyramid posture. So we're going to keep a slight bend in that right knee, but essentially straightening it. We're going to pull the right sit bone towards the left inner thigh, squaring the pelvis with the front edge of the yoga mat. We're going to have nice long spine here for a moment, hands clasped behind, pyramid posture. And then we're going to drop the left hand towards the outside of the right foot. Rotate the torso, keeping the spine long. Turn to look towards the right side of your yoga mat. Pull the shoulder blade down your back. Right hand up in the air, maybe even turning the head to kiss the right shoulder. And exhale, come on out of that. Next, we got one more. Next, we're going to step up, or stand up, I suppose, in here, and then we're going to shift that, standing onto one leg. We're going to shift that torso so we're in one straight line. Pick up the left foot into the left hand. Turn the palm so that your palm of your hand is touching the arch of the left foot, and your thumb is in line, pointing the same direction as the left toes. We're going to inhale, and the arm is going to come forward and up. And then with an exhale, we're going to push that foot backwards while keeping the pelvis level. And we're going to pivot on that right hip into a dancer pose. Try pushing that left heel up towards the ceiling. And then if you need to hold on to something, come on out. Lower down. Let's do arms out to the side and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, lower down. Plant the hands, step the feet back. Coming into a turbo dog here. Squeeze those elbows together. Sit bone goes up towards the ceiling. And then shift forward, bringing the left foot up in between the hands. From here, knee can either be lifted or lowered. We're going to clasp the hands behind and make sure that the spine is not compromised here. So nice long spine, crown of the head reaching forward. And then as we exhale, we're going to drop the torso along the inside of the left thigh, maybe even lifting the hands up towards the ceiling. Try not to allow this challenging practice to bring thoughts of anxiety or not feeling worthy or feeling sufficient to enter your thoughts. Just be present with what you have available to you. Come on up here and then step the back foot forward a little bit. Pyramid pose. Shift that left sit bone towards the right inner thigh. Long spine here. Trunk parallel with the ground. Hands clasped behind. And then with hands lifted for a moment, then go ahead and drop the right hand to the outside of the left foot. Turn the torso and lift the left hand up towards the ceiling. Maybe even turning the head to kiss the shoulder. If you need a balanced support, that is okay. You can plant your hand on the inside or outside of the foot. And then come on out of there. Finally, we're going to come on up, hands on hips. Step forward onto that left foot. Grab the right foot with the right hand. Swing your hand around so that the palm of your hand and the arch of the foot are touching. The thumb is in line with the toes. Inhale, left arm goes up. Exhale, we're going to pivot from the hip. Lift that right foot up towards the ceiling. Try to keep pelvis level and lean forward. Come on up. Lower down. Let's cross our legs. Come into a seated position. And next up is pigeon pose. So what we'd like to do with that, swing the left foot behind you and then put the right shin parallel with the yoga mat. You're sitting on your right hip at this point and your right thigh. So we want to keep the knee safe here. So to do that, we're going to keep our weight on that right hip, which is a little different than traditional yoga because we're keeping the integrity of the knee in mind here. So we'll lean forward, torso comes over top of the right thigh, the left foot goes out behind. And we have an option here to lay the right arm over top of the right shin, hands here at the chest, heart center. Or if you need a more intense stretch, we can cross the left elbow to the top of the right knee and bring our thumb to the armpit, the right armpit, left thumb to right armpit. You can turn the head here and kiss the right shoulder. We're going to release that and switch to the other side. I like to bring the other foot up first and just kind of turn a little bit here. So laying on that left hip, thigh, right leg goes straight back behind. And then option here for the arm to be down with the left shin or rotated the thumb in the armpit. Long spine here. In Philippians chapter 4, St. Paul says, "Have no anxiety at all, but in everything by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God." Even in these moments of anxiety, in this time, this world that we live in, make your requests known to God. Always, always with thanksgiving. Let's come on out of that. And we'll bring both legs out in front of us. Nice and long here. Pull the belly button in and up as we sit nice and tall within our spines. And on an exhale, let's bend from the hips. Arms come towards the toes. If they don't reach, that's okay. You can have them on your shins or use a strap. Inhale, come back up. Exhale. Let's release forward again. Inhale, come back up. One more time. Exhaling forward. Long spine. Inhale, back up. Let's bend the left knee and bring the foot to the inside of the right thigh. We're going to turn the torso to the left. So our chest is pointing over where the left knee is pointing. Right pinky side of the hand is going to the shin of the right leg. And as we inhale, arm comes up. And exhale, let's lower down. If anything feels weird in your left shoulder with this one, feel free to bring your thumb to your armpit and then shoot it straight overhead. Turn your head to look at your armpit, your left armpit, and then tuck the chin towards the throat. We're going to rotate the chest down to face the right knee. Inhale, press your way back up into sitting, and then we're going to switch legs. Left foot out long, right foot the inner thigh. Turn the torso to point towards the right, where the right knee is pointing. And then pinky side of the hand comes to the shin. Inhale, arm up. Exhale, side bend over that left leg. Turn your head, tuck your chin towards your throat. Again, if this feels weird, you can bring your thumb to your right armpit and then shoot the arm straight up. Nice tight tummy here as you start to rotate the chest towards the leg, and then press yourself back up. Next, we're going to come into a wide stance. So just open both legs up to the sides. And then we'll take our fingers and we'll crawl them towards, on the floor, just straight in front. Nice long spine, head retracted. And then let's walk the hands over to the right leg. One hand on either side of the right leg, torso down. Keep the toes pointing up the ceiling. Long spine. And then we're going to come back through center, still leaning forward. One breath in the center, and then exhale. Shift over to the left side. Torso pointing down towards the leg. Head retracted. Spine long. From here, we're going to come back to center. And then walk our hands back up. Nice long spine, lifting through the crown of the head. And then we're going to come to laying on our backs. If you need to do a little adjustment here, putting the heels of the hands into the creases of the thigh to kind of press your torso away from your hips, and then lifting your head and lowering back down. We're going to go into bridge pose next, so bring the feet close to the sit bones. We're going to lift the toes and press into the heels like we're trying to push our bodies up the yoga mat. On an exhale, breathe out and lift the pelvis. Press your head about 50% into the yoga mat. And as we hold this bridge pose, let's think about what John says, chapter 14. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give it to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. Those are the words of Jesus. He offers us his peace, a divine peace, a heavenly peace, not like the peace that exists in this world sometimes, but a divine peace. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. Let's go ahead and lower our bottoms down. Let's straighten out the left leg and bring the right foot onto the left thigh. Arms come out to a T. As we exhale, let's lower the right bent knee to the left side of the yoga mat and turn the head to the right. Invitation here to feel for that sense of release. And then tighten the belly, Come back up to center. Switch sides. Exhaling the left knee to the right side of the mat. Head turns to the left. Strong belly, tight spine. And when you're ready, strong belly brings you back up to center. And here's a great place to grab your folded towel, blanket, or bolster. And then place it right behind your back. We're going to bring our feet together, knees bent up, just as what is comfortable. And then we're going to lay back over the bolster. And here, if you have a block or if you need to adjust your blanket or bolster so that your head is relaxed on that surface. This is reclining cobbler's pose, or also called bound angle. We can either have the hands supporting the thighs or pressing the thighs away from the pelvis, or simply allowing the hands to relax, palms up at our sides. Now is the time to invite relaxation into the body. This was a challenging routine. It is my prayer that you were able to allow yourself some grace if you were not able to do these poses perfectly, and really what is perfectly. We work within the bodies that we have. It's all we can do. We simply have to remember that God gives us the strength to do things. And the more we align ourselves with His will, the more joy can enter into our lives. Maybe take a moment to think about joy and maybe even 3 things specifically that bring you joy in your life. Notice how your body feels as you think about these things. If you are able to push pause and spend additional time here, I invite you to do that. But if not, I thank you for spending this time in practice, for helping to heal your body, for doing something powerful. The light and spirit in me honors and appreciates the light and spirit in you. Let peace be with you.